In just 1 week, Times Square Church will pack its bags and head down under to the great Southland of Australia. Fueled by the love of God and his passion for the lost, this band of 15, led by native Australian Tim Buxton, are going to hit the ground. But they won't be running. They'll be driving 3,000 miles across the desert and rough terrain into the heart of the outback, which is Australia's large and dry interior. The team will travel alongside Steve Grace as he ministers in song across the land, in partnership with churches of various denominations, sharing testimonies in concerts, churches and schools, roughing it out overnight under the outback stars and doing some good old-fashioned street evangelism. A gang of 15 New Yorkers doesn't just pick up itself and head into the Aussie desert. This commission came with an invitation that was straight from God's heart. Famed Australian gospel singer Steve Grace visited TSC and brought with him the love God had placed within him for the people living in some of the loneliest and remote places in Australia. While most Australians are said to live within 30 minutes of the beach, these communities inhabit isolated dry regions that are harsh to the body as well as the spirit. Recent drought followed by massive flooding has caused economic strain on these rural towns. Many living in the lonely arid places of the desert feel forgotten as the dryness of the outback creeps into their souls. Racial tension between white Australians and Australians of Aboriginal descent has been woven into the seams of everyday life. A tension stemming from Australia's colonial past and the disenfranchisement of the native peoples of the land. And over everything is a mantle of spiritual hardness and apathy toward the gospel. Yet there in the desert is the harvest. Although team leader Tim Buxton is heading back to his homeland on a missions trip, he won't be leading his group into familiar territory. For Tim, the outback is uncharted land and the communities spattered across the interior each represent new encounters. Even so, the missions remain the same, as it was in Burundi, in Argentina, in Jamaica, or wherever. That is, to serve the people with love and sincerity, and to revive, encourage and stir the heart of the church through song, through testimony, through the word, and through God's love. Pray that these communities would witness the love God has spread among all on the team and desire it for themselves. Pray that God will release a spirit of racial reconciliation through a diverse group of Christians who choose not only to love God, but their neighbour. Let's hold on to the promise in the Psalms for Australia. He turns a desert into a pool of water and a dry land into water springs.